Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are talking about a really fundamental shift in how we all work with AI. We're going to move way beyond just writing simple prompts and start exploring a brand new role for pretty much every professional out there, becoming the manager of your very own digital team.
All right, so this is it, the third and final part of our series on the rise of AI agents. In the first two explainers, we really dug into the what and the how. You know, what these things are and how they're already starting to shake up entire industries. But today, we're focusing on the who. And that who is you. Because without the right human mindset, all this incredible technological power just kind of sits there untapped. So the real question is, how do you evolve to become the master of this technology, not just another user?
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to diagnose a problem I think a lot of us have, the AI task trap. Then, we'll talk about the solution, developing the agentic mindset. After that, we'll look at the actual tools that make up your new digital team. And then we have to confront a really critical challenge, the risk of overdependence. And we'll wrap it all up by looking at this whole change as your promotion to manager. So let's get into it. So let's be honest, a lot of us have kind of hit a wall with AI. We use it to summarize our notes, maybe draft a quick email, or brainstorm some ideas. And yeah, that's useful, for sure. But it's like using a supercomputer to do basic math. We're getting stuck in what I like to call the AI task trap, and it is definitely time to break out.
Okay, this right here, this visual says it all. On the left, you're giving the AI a simple chore, a task, write an email. But on the right, you're giving it an outcome. It's not just one simple action, it's a whole mission. To pull this off, the AI has to access different things, like your notes, your calendar, and it has to actually make decisions to get the job done. That one distinction, that is the entire ballgame. It's the difference between being a user and being a manager.
So how do we make that jump? Well, it all starts with adopting what we're calling the agentic mindset. This is really the key that unlocks AI's true power, moving it from just a simple tool you command to a powerful partner that works with you.
And here's probably the most important thing I'll say today. You do not need to be a programmer to do this. I'll say it again. This has nothing to do with learning to code. It's about learning to think in a new way about your work, your goals, and how you delegate. It's a strategic shift, and it's something absolutely everyone can do.
This mindset really boils down to three key pillars. First, you assign outcomes, not tasks. Don't tell it the first step. Tell it what the finish line looks like. Second, think in entire workflows. You know that tedious weekly report you have to do, or that client onboarding process? Map the whole thing out. And third, start to build your team. Because the future isn't one giant all-knowing AI. No way. It's a collection of specialized agents that work for you.
Just look at this prompt. It's not a command, it's basically a mini project brief. It gives the AI context. Here are the meeting notes. It gives it a resource, check my calendar, and it defines a super clear objective. Summarize these specific things and propose new times. This is exactly how a great manager briefs a member of their team.
And this whole team idea is where things get really powerful. It's a real concept called multi-agent collaboration. So imagine you have a research agent that goes out and finds everything you need. It then hands off its findings to an analysis agent who pulls out the key trends. And that agent passes its summary to a drafting agent to write the final report. You see what's happening? You're not doing the work anymore. You're orchestrating the workflow. You're the manager.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like something out of a movie, maybe a few years away. But it's not. The tools to build and manage these kinds of workflows, they're not just on the horizon. They are here right now, and they're being built into the software you already use every day.
And let's be really clear about this. We are talking about today. The shift from simple chatbots to these autonomous agents is happening as we speak. We're already seeing the first wave of these tools, and you can bet the second, much more powerful wave is right around the corner.
Just look at the landscape that's already taking shape. You've got the huge platforms like Microsoft and Google letting you build your own custom agents. And then you have all these specialists popping up. Fellow.ai can be your dedicated meeting agent. HubSpot's Breeze can be your sales agent. Glean can act as a knowledge agent that can search everything your company has ever written. These are the first members of your new digital team, and they're available for hire right now.
Okay, let's just pause here for a second. This level of automation and power is absolutely incredible. But with great power, well, you know the rest. It comes with some serious responsibility. When you're the manager of these tools, you also become the chief risk officer. We have to talk about the very real dangers of leaning on them too much.
So let's really think about it. When you can hand over an entire complex workflow to an autonomous agent, what are the things that can go wrong? What are the new vulnerabilities we're accidentally creating for ourselves and for our companies?
The risks really fall into three main buckets. First, accountability. If an AI makes a huge mistake on a report, who's on the hook? Is it you, the AI, the company that made it? These are messy questions with no easy answers. Second, security. You're giving an agent the keys to the kingdom, your email, your documents, your data. That's a huge asset, but it's also a massive target. But honestly, the third risk might be the most personal one, and that's skill atrophy.
Because the most insidious danger here isn't some dramatic sci-fi robot takeover, it's much quieter than that. It happens inside our own heads. It's the slow, steady erosion of the very critical thinking skills that make us valuable professionals to begin with. That's skill atrophy. I mean, think of it like a muscle. If you stop using it, it gets weaker. If you delegate all your research, all your analysis, and all your writing, what happens to your ability to do those things yourself? Your critical thinking gets dull. You're less likely to spot a subtle mistake or a confident-sounding but totally wrong answer from your agent. And that is a huge, huge risk.
But this brings us to the most empowering part of this whole conversation. Understanding these risks doesn't mean we should run away from the tools. No way. It means we have to step up and redefine our role. This is not about being replaced, it's about being promoted.
The entire point of AI agents isn't to make professionals obsolete. It's to free us from the tedious, soul-crushing, repetitive work so that we can focus on the higher-level stuff, the work that requires distinctly human skills. The goal here is to elevate you.
And this brings us to what might be the single most important takeaway from our whole series. Your professional value is shifting big time. It's no longer about your ability to manually grind through a 10-hour workflow. An agent can do that faster. Your new, irreplaceable value is in your judgment. Your ability to set the strategy, to ask the right questions, and to critically evaluate the final result.
And that brings us full circle, doesn't it? This is the heart of the agentic mindset. You stop being a simple user who just gives commands, and you become a manager who sets goals, orchestrates a team, and is ultimately accountable for the final product. This is the future of knowledge work.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to take back to your own job. Just think about your week. What is that one tedious, time-consuming, multi-step process that you have to do over and over again? Got it? Now, how can you start thinking about it not as a list of tasks, but as one single outcome that you could hand over to your new digital team? The productivity leap is here for the taking. The only question left is, are you ready to be a manager?